Okie dokie. Time to get back to working on the Gold Princess review and I gotta learn how to stop jinxing myself. No kidding, I was actually planning on ending my week by working on my Gold Princess review, but then the official Tropical Rouge website had to go and drop a huge update on their topics page. No rest for the weary, I guess. Honestly, though, I have been looking forward to this, so, let's not waste any more time and just get right into this. We'll use the same format as last time when we covered Manatsu and Laura's VAs, though I won't go quite as much into these actresses' history as we've got 3 of them this time, plus some other material that we should probably cover as well. With that, let's start off with Asuka, Cure Flamingo, who will be played by Asumi Seto. She's a fairly seasoned actress who's been active since 2010, though not with a huge portfolio initially. Her first big role was as Chihaya Ayase, though I wouldn't call that a star-making performance right out of the gate. I mean, personally, I really liked her as Lan from Lagrange, the Flower of Rina, a mech anime with a ton of Yuri, so that's the first step to being a Precure. Though there, she basically played the Rei of that show, so not that difficult of a role. From there, she played Aoi Tomosato, one of the 2 operators in the Symphogear franchise, yet another easy role, though she did interact with a lot of future and past Precure VA. From there, she played Shoko in the trashy as all hell Valvrave the Liberator, and then Yuki in the magical girl card game anime Wishcross. Again, not a lot of huge roles per se, but I did like all of her performances, especially the black-haired lady from Death Parade. Yes, she has a name, but I can't really say it as that's spoilers for that show. There, she did show some good range and played a fairly complex character with a great arc. It's probably one of my favorite roles of hers. However, her most well-known role right now is probably Raph again from Shield Hero. Oh, great, so Raph and Filo are going to be reunited even before Season 2 hits. Though, Raph is the bird now. Huh. But yeah, it took a little while, but it does seem like she's finally getting some significant roles, which is good for her, as she is a pretty underrated actress in my opinion. If I were to guess what Asuka would sound like, I would say it would be like Raph, though a little deeper to reflect her older sister trait. I think she should be good, and again, I just like the idea of Raph and Filo being together. Moving on to Minori, Cure Papaya, we have Yui Ishikawa. She's technically the second most veteran actress after Rina Hidaka, having been active since 2002. One of her first major roles was as the mech bear designing China Kosaka from Gundam Build Fighters, and later one of the Gen 2 protagonists of Aikatsu, Hinaka Shinjo. But of course, the role everyone remembers her for is the Titan-slaying chick with the abs, Mikasa. I fear for the villains of this show. Though, my personal favorite role of hers was as the titular Violet Evergarden. And if you expect me to explain this character, I won't. Just go watch that anime, it's really good and it'll grip your heart until the very end. I will say though, while I do love all of her characters, I do wonder how wide her range is. I mean, yeah, she has played energetic characters like the aforementioned Hinaki, but how well can she transition from, say, Violet to Koto Katakuro? That would be a challenge for anyone, really. Last and certainly not least, I was actually saving this one up, we have Sango, Cure Coral's actress, as Yumiri Hanamori. Another fairly seasoned actress who's been active since 2013. Personally, my first exposure to her was through the very underrated Etotama, an anime where CGI versions of the 12 animals of the Chinese zodiac fought against the cat who was trying to earn her way into the club. Hanamori played the boar Uritan, who was one of my favorite characters, and the biggest butt monkey of that show, as she was basically given the Kenny/Lancer treatment. From there, she played the titular Anne Hanako Izumi in Unhappy, a slice-of-life school anime about a whole class of unfortunate girls. She then got a magical girl role as Gin Minowa in Yuki Yuna, which I won't say much more to avoid spoilers. And is currently playing Nadeshiko Kagamihara in Laid Back Camp, which is my personal favorite role of hers. And you might notice a certain pattern amongst all of these characters, in that they're all nice girls who are taken down a few notches in some very over-the-top ways, so basically a comedic version of Aoyuki's characters.
Thankfully, she has somewhat broken off that unusual typecast with roles like Ai Hayasaka from Kaguya-sama. Yes, the innocent airhead Nadeshiko plays the two-faced deadpan maid of the title character of that show.
Hey, hey!
As well as Rosalie from Cautious Hero, the tough warrior princess, who got savagely bitch-slapped by the main character of that show. Okay, some things don't change. And more recently, she played the apprentice from Akudama Drive, a great antagonist who went through quite the arc in that show. She's also currently playing Lloyd, the ridiculously overpowered male protagonist in A Kid from the Last Dungeon. So yeah, while she started off playing as the overly sweet butt monkeys like Uritan and Hanako, she has developed quite the range.
And if you need proof of that, I would suggest checking out when she played Popko in Pop Team Epic. Yes, I'm being totally serious.
In an OVA for that series, they had several VAs of both genders, because that's how Pop Team Epic works, reenact the ending of Rambo First Blood. Some of them added their own touches to the scene like Kana Hanazawa, or just played it straight like Yukari Tamura. Hanamori chose to do the latter, and in some ways, even beat out a veteran like Tamura.
Can somebody tell this lady she's just in Pop Team Epic?
But yeah, of all of these VAs, she might turn in one of the best performances, and has even gotten her feet wet in this franchise, as she did play several of the elementals in Healing Good. Again, not big roles, but it does seem like Toei at least has been interested in her, hence why those roles might have been a bit of a trial run for her. As for what Sango might sound like, I'd imagine she's not going to be quite as cutesy as the elementals, maybe a little less airhead Nadeshiko or Uritan, depending on how friendly she's going to be, though I just hope she doesn't die too much.
Though, I'll admit, I might have a slight bias, as I did meet her once at my local con, where I even managed to score this autograph. I think she tried to draw a little flower here, that's cute.
One more character whose VA was not listed in the topics page was the one for Kururun, Aimi Tanaka.
And here I thought the healing animals managed to progress mascot character rights.
Anyway, Tanaka has been active since 2013, but doesn't have a lot of notable roles, at least in my opinion.
Except for maybe one that might trigger some.
That plus Himiko Yumino from Danganronpa V3 seems to shine a different light on that whole bit of Kururun moving at their own pace.
But hey, as long as it doesn't make too many selfish demands, I wouldn't mind seeing a Hikikomori fairy. It actually seems like it would be pretty hilarious.
One more thing that the website provided were interviews for each of the main actresses. They asked all of them the same three questions. What were your first feelings when you learned you had landed the role? What, in your opinion, is the most appealing part of the Precure series? And what are your impressions of your character, and what do you hope to bring to them?
I'll just summarize their answers, and maybe we can learn a little bit more about these characters and how they'll sound.
We'll start with Fairouz. To the first question, she said that she was absolutely shocked when she learned that she had landed the role, so much so that it took a little while to fully register with her.
Dude, I just hope she didn't learn about it during one of her intense workout sessions. I'd break if I tried to do something like that.
For the second question, she said that she had used to work in childcare and had noticed how many kids had used Precure merchandise like lunchboxes and handkerchiefs. Thus, she was really happy to know that she was now playing one of those characters on those boxes and hankies.
Hooray for capitalism!
For the last question, she said that Manatsu is a very bright and energetic girl who truly symbolizes the summer. She also said that she has a lot of different facial expressions and that she'll help everyone will enjoy.
Way ahead of you there, lady.
On to Yumiri Hanamori, she answered the first question by saying that she's been watching since the OG and brought up her role as the Elementals and thus was looking forward to playing Sango.
Again, just hope she doesn't go through what the Elementals went through on a weekly basis.
For the second question, she said that she finds it impressive that this franchise can connect with everyone of every age and can tell them to have the courage to move forward and grow.
Well said.
She also said that the themes often reflected the times.
Yeah, that was unfortunately the case for Healing Good.
For the last question, she said that Sango loves cute things and is kind to everyone. She herself wants to cherish the little sweetheart.
Uh-oh, her actress is already in must-protect mode. That's not a good sign.
Next up, Yui Ishikawa. For the first question, she gave a similar answer as Hanamori, though in her case, she said that she played Hydro in the Star Twinkle movie, which I didn't even realize until I read this. Thus, she hoped that everyone would be able to cheer her on, even though she previously played a villain.
Well, as the old saying goes, we're just glad to have you on our side, Mikasa.
For the second question, she said that she was impressed by how the franchise encourages deepening of friendships to confront evil and continues to deliver dreams, courage, and smiles.
Okay, a bit of a basic answer, but nice.
She was also impressed by how this franchise has been supported by the kids and the adults.
Did she just acknowledge that the big friends are a significant part of their profit margin?
For the last question, she said that she admires Minori's love of literature, but really loves her cute transformation into Papaya, noting that her appearance and personality changes the most of the team as a result. She doesn't know where the story is going to take her, but is looking forward to seeing her character development. And if anything, she wishes she could have grown up with Minori.
Yeah, in other words?
On to Asumi Seto. For the first question, she reacted with a "what? Really?" when her manager informed her. She looks forward to working on the show as she loves the setting of the beach and mermaids like Laura.
Raph, are you already trying to ship yourself with Filo?
For the second question, she said that she too has watched since the OG and just finds the whole franchise to be packed.
That's one way of putting it.
Her answer for the last question was pretty much what most of us could garner from Asuka's character bio, so not much to look at here. Last up is Rina Hidaka. For the first question, she said that it felt like time stopped when her manager told her. Shh. But considering that it's such a beloved franchise, she feels a lot of responsibility and will do her best.
Good answer.
For the second question, she said that she had longed to be a part of Precure since she was a kid, and had also admired their spirits when facing down formidable enemies. She especially loved how you can sympathize with their conflicts and admire them as they moved forward.
Again, good answer, can't really add to that.
For the last question, she noted that Laura also has many facial expressions, and that she's a very blunt and self-confident person.
Okay, maybe she's a little closer to Keisha than I originally imagined.
And that she hopes that everyone will enjoy her more playful side at least.
Hey, as long as y'all give me a reason to make another one of these binders, then I'll be satisfied. Anyway, as for my final first thoughts about this cast so far, I would say pretty darn good.
Unlike previous casts, where there was a rather extreme mixture of VAs with varying amounts of experience, this, on paper at least, seems to be one of the most balanced casts, with the only technical outlier being Ai, but again, she has proven to have talent to compensate for the lack of years. Of the cast, I'm personally the most interested in seeing Hanamori's performance, but really, all of them seem like they're excited to have landed the roles, so we should get some good performances across the board. The only performance that I have just the slightest amount of concern towards is Ishikawa. I mean, she is by no means an unskilled actress. I'm just having a hard time hearing her perform the cutesy side of Minori. But that might be more my fault for associating her so much with Mikasa and Violet. Overall though, I am very much looking forward to what might be one of the most solid Precure casts in years.
So, what y'all think? Feel free to comment below. And until next time though, which will be really soon since this will likely come out on Friday, I'm Pharaoh for now, my friends, and you know what? I think I'll just crash here until Sunday.